welcome back to Let's Do Life Together. I'm very excited about this episode. When am I not excited for an episode? But if you didn't catch our previous episode on health at any size versus fitness culture, make sure you check it out now. You can find it on our YouTube and on our Spotify account.
Yes, I'm super excited.
Me too.
To be back doing this. We were in Catalina for a small vacation / work trip, but we're back.
Yes, and happy to be here.
Very.
We were talking about the podcast literally while we were on the trip, and we kept saying, oh my gosh, we wish we could record an episode right now, but we were focused on what we were doing and also enjoying some quality time together. So
a new vlog coming soon as well from the Catalina trip, so
yes.
Yeah, stay tuned for that.
A very good vlog too. Jumping right into it though, our topic of today is love languages and weekly check-ins. The importance of understanding your partner's love language. Mm-hmm. I personally believe that is a very underrated thing. I honestly didn't believe in love languages when I first heard about them many moons ago. And now that I've gotten into them, done more research, and we've taken the time to learn them about each other, I do see how they can be very significant in a relationship if you look into it, learn about it, and it matters to you. So some people might not be into love languages, and that's okay. But if you are, I definitely think it's worthwhile to explore what yours are and what your partner's are.
100%. I believe in love languages, like wholeheartedly. I believe in them, especially now that I'm really experiencing my love language. So I believe in it.
And I like how you said really experiencing your love language, because it's one thing to constantly be giving what you want to receive, but not receiving it as much. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that I've learned to put a lot more effort into reciprocating, which is the way Khalil shows love is the way he wants to receive it. And I would say that's a good tip for anybody listening. Sometimes just the way somebody is showing you love and constantly caring for you is exactly how they want to receive it back. Mm-hmm. So Khalil's love language, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, is physical touch.
Yes.
Khalil's always in contact with me in some way, and I personally grew up around a family that is not very touchy at all. So it was an adjustment for me at the beginning of the relationship, because I kept thinking to myself, like, oh my God, why has he got to be all up on me like that? Yeah. And I thought, oh, it's just like an attraction thing. He's attracted to me. But it's like, no, that's also how he feels at peace. Mm-hmm. So I've put in a lot of effort, and I've gotten a lot better at being okay with physical touch and realizing that I honestly like it as much as he does. But I let him do it because I know you guys be commenting, how come he's always touching her and she's never touching him? It's not that I don't want to touch him. I tell him this. Yeah. If I was reaching for him the way he's reaching for me, we would be butting craniums all day long, because it's just too much happening. So I let him lean into that when he needs it, and it's immediately reciprocated, especially off camera.
Yeah.
I don't want to overdo it, you know?
My other love language is definitely words of affirmation. And like she said, the way your partner shows their love language is how they want to be shown, love as well. Did that make sense? I feel like that was everywhere.
No, you were saying it very methodically.
The way I show love is how you want me, is the way I want you to show me love.
Exactly.
Okay. But it's not the case with the physical touch as much. Like, I don't really care, because I know that she's not really a physical touch person as much as I am. She still is. I'm just over the top with it. In a good way. I don't really mind, because I'm always doing it anyways. And like she said, if she went and did it as well, it would just be a clash of just too much,
Too much happening.
Yeah. So it doesn't bother me. I've seen a few people like comment on it and asking me if it does bother me. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. It's how I show love, and it's how I'll always show love. So it's whatever.
And honestly, I have my little, latched on like a monkey moments where he's not showing it, and I'm like, oh, he's not being very physical. Now it's my time to be physical and annoy him. And I will literally get on him and be all in his space, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, this is how you show love, so I'm going to show you love this way because I want to. Yeah. So, but I like that your other love language is words of affirmation.
I'd rather receive that, not as much as the constant physical touch. I'd rather yeah.
You like to
words of
hear.
affirmation. I'd rather have that.
I totally understand that. I feel like my number one love language, interestingly enough, is gift giving, because I love getting people things.
Yeah.
I love when I see something and I'm like, "Ooh, this person needs this," or they just told me that they have a problem and I have a solution for it. This item, like I
Yeah.
love doing things like that, and also acts of service. Because if I'm not buying you something, I will do something for you, and under that, it's just quality time.
100%.
I feel like Khalil with physical touch is actually me with the acts of service.
Yeah.
It's like that's my actually that is probably my number one is acts of service,
100%.
because I'm always doing things for people.
Always. Like, she'll do the smallest things that I'm not thinking about, which is nice, you know? Like, I only notice the things that she does for me when she stops doing them. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm out of toothpaste? Like, what is going on, bro?
Oh my God, that
I'm
is
out of
too funny.
toothpaste, actually. Though.
Are you
I have
really?
to get some, yeah.
I'll get you some.
So, no, you don't have to. But it's things like that, you know. She's always doing the little things, you know. So it's nice. I like it.
I'm always paying attention. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. Like
Yeah.
I notice a lot of details that I think other people overlook, sorry. And I like to do things that people aren't really thinking of, because I think it makes whatever that act of service is
Yeah.
that much more special, you know. I like doing those things, you know, when you just kind of notice like, oh my gosh, I was almost out of whatever, and then somebody got me a new one. I just think that's so sweet.
Yeah.
And I love doing that. So I'm glad you appreciate it and you don't find it annoying.
Nope.
Because
love
sometimes I
receiving
think
it.
it's like me implying that someone's not independent, but I don't mean it that way at all. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I just want to like help out because I noticed something.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the most random things. Like, it's things that I don't even, like, I won't even get myself because I don't think I need it until I have it. And I was like, oh, I didn't need that. So it's nice.
I agree.
Yep. Like a hair cover. Like, I
Oh.
never thought I needed a hair cover, or like satin pillowcases.
Oh, babe, you have to have the satin pillowcases.
Exactly. I didn't know that.
Okay. Funny, this is kind of transitioning out of this topic just a little bit, but because he
Yeah.
brought it up, I can segue, okay, guys? So, and bear with me, it'll be quick. But a lot of people ask me, because of my natural hair journey being a public thing, I've talked about it before, not a lot of detail, but I have shared about it. People ask me, like, do you have any major tips to going natural? And I know most people have heard it before, but the concept of the satin pillowcase is everything. I notice a huge difference in my hair manageability if I sleep without a bonnet or I sleep on a pillow that does not have a satin pillowcase on it. So just a small tip, if you're thinking of going natural, or you might not even have curly hair, whatever it is, they are so, so, so good for your hair and for your skin. So just consider transitioning into a satin pillowcase. And they're not expensive. If you want a cheap one, go on Amazon. They have some at Target. So just a small hair tip for you that I just threw in there.
Yeah. Another thing that she does for me is like give me all my skincare stuff. If anything skincare related, I get from her, because look at that. So yeah, she's done wonders for me. So
I'm glad. Your skin does look really good right now.
Appreciate it.
So shout out to you and shout out to me.
shout out to you mainly.
Go team. And another important thing besides love languages, weekly check-ins are something that Khalil and I have done probably starting within like, I don't know, I would say 6 months of us dating, maybe even sooner, because I like to hear things. Like, you have to tell me that you're doing okay. You tell me that you're happy. You know, actions are important, but I'm an audio person, so communication literally is key. I've always said that. And I love checking in with him, you know. I like to make sure that at least once a week I'm checking in, asking how he's doing, how are things going for him that are happening in his life separate from our relationship, and does he need any more support from me? Anything that I can possibly do, you know? And half the time we don't have a lot to share because we also spend a lot of time together during the week.
Yeah.
But we like those weekly check-ins. Well, at least I like the weekly check-ins.
Yeah, I do.
I think
love
they're
it.
important.
It's nice, you know. It's nice to, because a lot of things can sometimes go unspoken, like throughout the week, and you never know. You know, once you sit down and you're like, oh, you know, we do have to talk about this, or like it's nice to talk about this and be able to, you know, because I have my life and then she has her life, and there's a lot going on. So it's nice to like have someone that's like, oh, how was your week? What did you do? You know, it's good to unwind and reset and like be able to gather your thoughts alongside someone else, you know?
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
I think another reason I like it too is because I sometimes, if I'm very overwhelmed, will hold things in a little bit. And then finally, by the time the end of the week comes, I gotta just let it out, girl. I got to spill the tea. And I get to the point with him that I'm like, okay, so, how was your week? And then, did you do anything? And as soon as it's my turn, I'm like, and everything just comes flying out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here's the things that I didn't, get to tell you about during the week. Here's the things that, like, stressed me out, or here's what was happening, especially with my dog business, because I don't know if you guys know, but I run a dog sitting and dog walking business. I've been doing it since I was 16. And woo, the stories that I can tell. Okay. So I vent to him about my job. I vent to him about everything.
She does.
But I love it. I think that's honestly one of my favorite things that we do is do our check-ins and just kind of, let everything kind of flood out. And we also like to do weekly dates, if possible. We've been slacking lately, but that's okay.
I mean, we've been busy, so.
We have been busy.
It's okay.
But quality time is important, so.
We went on a 10-day date.
We did go on a 10-day date. That is true. We were working some of it. So, but it's good though. Quality time is key. Check-ins are key. Understanding how your person loves and wants to be loved is also very much key.
Yeah.
So.
The dates are very important though.
Very.
Like, especially for us, personally, because we do a lot when it comes to like our separate lives and then social media as well. Like, I'm always editing so many different things. A big part of my job is to be on social media because I'm editing a bunch of things. And now I have my film account as well, so it's even more things that I'm editing. And sometimes you just don't want to be living for the content, So it's nice to have those weekly dates where it's like, okay, we're just hanging out, going on a date, just me and you, no social media, no phones, no content, no whatever, So it's nice.
Absolutely.
To be able to like separate yourself a little bit from all of that craziness.
Of course. I honestly could not agree more. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much life we live outside of our accounts.
Yeah.
Because I've, seen a few comments where people are like, oh, so you're like, what do you guys do that you don't show? And I'm like, 70% of our lives you guys don't see. And it's not because we don't want to share, but it's because we have to have that little bit of privacy and that little bit of things that we do that's just about us and isn't about the content, and we share what we want to share because we enjoy it and we enjoy putting that content out there. Mm-hmm. We don't live for the content, like Khalil said, Our lives are the content when we choose for it to be that way.
Yep.
So it's nice. I feel like we found very good balance between that.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
And we do talk about that a lot in our check-ins too, like, how we're feeling about content and, have we seen anything? Do we need to put our notifications on Do Not Disturb when people are getting a little crazy in the comments? Things like that, but...
Yeah, I don't even have my notifications on.
Khalil literally told me today, guys, that he actually doesn't have his notifications on. And I was like, no wonder I'm over here getting frustrated or stressed out when I see one mean comment on a video. And he's like, I didn't even see it. Yeah, and I'm like, see, that's one of my problems. I need to not worry.
Crazy place.
The internet is a crazy place.
Yep.
It is the toughest job that I think I've ever done. I know I'm young, and I know it sounds weird to say that, but it is absolutely a mental battle sometimes to be on the internet and to share your life and to open up your space mentally for people to say things and to send you energy, So you got to be very true of who you are and always remind yourself to just take it and like throw it in a mental trash can. Just take all that badness and throw it away because all the goodness always wipes it out anyway.
100%.
So let's jump into our segment for today. I'm like giddy. How well do we know each other? I think this is going to be very fun.
It is. I like it.
Okay, you have the questions?
The questions are on my phone.
I'm very ready for this. I have a good memory. I'm like an owl. Nothing gets past me. Or an elephant.
Yes,
Elephants have good memory too.
definitely is. All right. What's my all-time favorite movie?
Tough. I would say favorite, not in a specific genre, Ready Player One.
Okay. I do like that movie. It's like my comfort movie. I like that.
Okay, but it's not your all-time favorite movie?
I mean, there's so many options. I guess you could just say that for now.
Okay.
But there's a lot.
Would it be
Like
close to the top?
The one with Tom Hanks in the airport,
Oh, The Terminal.
the terminal.
You do love that
Yeah,
movie.
So it's over there as
It's
well.
close. Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot. But
Okay.
I'll give you that one.
Me too.
For you is Avatar, obviously.
Yes. I will watch Avatar any time of day,
Yes.
any time of the week, any time of the month, really.
Yeah.
Avatar is always on.
Exactly.
Okay, next.
What's my middle name?
Gustavo.
Yeah.
So cute. Does he even look like his middle name would be Gustavo? I think it's so cute. I love it.
It's the Brazilian in me.
I love it. A good reminder.
Yours is Marie.
Yes, it is. Very cute.
That's a pretty name, Marie.
My mom used to call me Taylor Marie all the time when I was a kid.
I'm going to call you Taylor Marie.
Feel free. I think it's cute. I honestly think that my middle name flows nicely with my first name.
I think so too.
So, shout out to my mom.
I like it. What's my favorite food?
Your favorite food?
And this one is specific. There's one that I'm thinking that beats all the other foods.
Your mom's lasagna?
Yes. You got it.
Shout out to Mrs. Silva. We love her.
Yeah, for sure.
A cooking queen, honestly.
Yeah, her lasagna is so good.
It is actually the best lasagna I think I've ever had as
Yeah.
well.
And she makes great pasta as well. She makes great everything, but the lasagna is like at the top for sure.
Actually, I don't think your mom has ever made something that I didn't like.
Yeah.
She's such a
Me
good
either.
cook. Like, I mean, she's phenomenal. So hopefully she can teach me because, you know, your girl don't cook. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. You'll see in the vlog that there was a little bit of effort. So,
Yeah. And your favorite food
yes.
is it sushi?
Yes.
It is.
Just in general, I love
Dang.
sushi.
It's because
Sushi
I
is
don't
my
like
life.
sushi.
So sad.
But I started to eat more sushi because of her, so it's nice.
I'm warming him up to raw sushi, guys. Right now, it's a no-go for him. But
Yeah, it's gonna be cold for a while there. I just don't like raw fish.
I understand. It's
Yeah.
okay. It is an acquired texture.
Yeah.
The taste to me is just phenomenal, but the texture I think is what throws people off.
Yeah. What's my favorite color?
Your favorite color? I'm gonna say that your favorite color is red
Yep.
because you like black, but you always have to give that whole black is the absence of color spiel.
Not really a color.
So,
Yeah,
so red.
that's right.
I feel like everybody should know mine.
It's orange, obviously.
What?
That's why we have that.
Our jar, in case you guys are listening on Spotify, our jar in the room is orange and it has says Spooky on it, and it's Rae Dunn, who's one of my favorite TJ Maxx designers. Well, she's
Yep.
not only at TJ Maxx, but my favorite designer of home goods. So
Yep.
love it.
Freaking orange, man. Everything we have is orange.
Everything orange, guys. I cannot help myself. I like seeing my favorite color because it just makes me happy. So I want orange
Yeah.
everywhere.
You
all
look
the
good
time.
in it, though.
Thank you. I
Very,
appreciate
very
that.
good. What's my zodiac sign?
Capricorn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Aquarius.
Yes.
There we
I
go.
didn't think you were gonna know. Actually.
Of course I know. I
I'm
know
impressed.
everything about it.
Yeah, you did.
What's my favorite season?
Of the year?
Yes.
Okay. Winter?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know you're like me. You prefer to have to warm up than cool down.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yours
think,
is winter too.
yeah. Winter and fall.
Yep.
Mostly winter because I like to be cold, but fall because, you know, everything in fall is orange.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I just
gotta
like to
give a
be
little
able
credit.
to dress warm and like put on different things, you know.
too.
I like the summer as well. I started to like summer more now. But yeah, I like the winter. So I could just dress and
Bundle.
bundle up. Yeah.
I agree.
And I own a lot of sweats. That's all I wear. So
And jackets.
Yeah.
I feel like between the two of us, we
Yep.
have so many thick clothes.
so many. Jesus.
I mean, look at me right now. I'm literally wearing a sweater because it finally dropped to under 65 here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, time for cozy clothes.
I get excited when it's cold. I'm like, bro,
Me too.
bring out all the old clothes from the closet.
Literally. I literally transitioned my closet from summer to like fall, winter.
Yeah.
And I put all of my summer clothes in the back and all of my winter and fall in the front. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, tank tops, goodbye bye. Let me get my jackets
Yeah.
and, you know, my jeans and sweats and hoodies and all of it.
Exactly.
I love that. Oh, I love winter.
Next, which do I like more, sweet or salty snacks?
Sweet?
Yes.
Okay. Because you like candy.
Yep.
I'm not a candy
I
girl.
love candy.
You do love candy.
Always have. Always
Yeah.
will.
Not to know back to the vlog, but you guys will also see that in the vlog. So.
Oh yeah, you will. And you like salty snacks.
Neutral.
Neutral?
Yeah, because what is a salty snack? Like popcorn? Or like chips? Because I don't like chips.
No, yeah.
But what is like a snack
You're
for
you're
me?
a
What am I?
sweet treat.
I'm always going to get a little sweet treat. A little sweet treat. I'm always going to get a sweet treat, guys.
Little silly mongoose.
My little silly mongoose. Oh, shout out
Yeah.
to that guy on TikTok.
No, you're a sweet treat type of girl.
Sweet? Okay, yeah.
I would do that. Because you like, yeah, you have all those freaking sugar-free things and
Ugh, I
sugar-free
love those.
this, sugar-free
My
that.
sugar-free Werther's candies, guys.
Yeah.
If you've never had
And
a
there's-
caramel Werther's candy, oh, when I tell you, you are missing out in life, okay?
They're very good.
They're so freaking good. I'm obsessed. I have a whole jar of them in my room.
Yes. I love them. Next, am I an early bird or night owl?
Oof, this is a good question. You are the king of the night owls.
Yes.
You love to stay awake and be awake at night. It's when you're most creative.
And it's like, it's not even because I don't know. I just can't sleep sometimes, and I just stay up, and it's so annoying because it will literally be like 4 a.m. and I'm not tired, and then I'll try to sleep, and then my mind will be just running freaking so fast, and then I'll edit something, and I'll try to go to sleep, but then I can't, and then I'll just watch something, and yeah, and then I'll fall asleep like watching a show, and I finally can sleep.
But you know what's so interesting about that? He's really only like that when we're not together. Because when we're on vacation and because again, we don't live together. So when we're together 24/7, he goes to sleep when I go to sleep. Maybe
Yeah.
sometimes 30 minutes to an hour after me, and he'll scroll on his phone. But it's not like the up till 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So you kind of start to fall into my schedule when we're together.
For sure. When I'm in training camp, like heavy in training camp, then I sleep. Because I'm, like, the physical exertion that I'm having throughout my day is a lot. So then I'm able to sleep. But,
Because you're literally exhausted at that point.
yeah.
That makes sense.
And you're an early bird, for sure.
Always. The early
100%.
bird catches the worm, as they say.
Yeah. But that's why, we work.
Balance.
Exactly.
Balance.
What's the last show I streamed?
The last show you streamed,
That should
Prison
be
Break.
easy. Yep.
Prison Break.
I love Prison Break. I've seen it like 3 times already.
He really has. We once watched it all together too, so
We have.
we've watched a few shows together, but Prison Break was probably one of the best ones you introduced me to.
Yeah.
I think that's like at the top of the list of shows I liked.
Breaking Bad has to be number 1.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Breaking Bad was good, but to me, I got more into Prison Break because I like the psychology of what he does.
Makes
It's like
sense.
the mystery and the thrill.
Makes
like,
sense.
Yeah. So that one's like above Breaking Bad.
Okay.
But then right underneath that is Hawaii Five-O.
Oh, yeah.
Because I freaking...
Yep.
dun, 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 dun. As soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
is that my show? Is that Dano? I'm ready.
For real.
Because I love it. That show is so good.
For you, it's Gilmore Girls, right?
No.
It's not?
No, we just talked about it like the other day, what I recently started watching again.
Really?
Yeah, and it's funny. I was watching it while we were in Brazil.
We were? Mm-hmm. No, you were.
You were watching it too. And then remember I got to Brazil and I was like, oh my God, we're both watching it. And I didn't know because we hadn't talked about TV in so long
What?
because you were training for your fight.
Yeah, now my mind just went blank.
It's
'Cause
funny.
We saw Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
You watch Gilmore Girls, Grey's Anatomy, but you didn't start that again. Wow. I don't know.
Really?
What is it?
I love how of all the questions, it's the only one he's going to get wrong. Lucifer.
Oh, I would never get that. Ever.
Really?
Yeah.
We talked about it the other day.
Because I haven't seen you watch it, you know?
True.
So I would never get that.
I mentioned it casually, so I'm not judging you.
But I did start watching that, but then I stopped because I don't know why I stopped.
You were training for your fight.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's such a good show. That's what I'm currently watching right now. Rewatching because I've seen the whole show before.
It's pretty good.
But it's very good. It's very funny.
Yeah. My sister was in 2 episodes in the background.
Woo woo. Shout out to Cody. Our actress queen over there.
Actress queen. Okay, last one. Am I more of a planner or more of a go with the flow type of person?
You guys love to ask us if we ever argue or disagree on things. This is one thing we always disagree on.
Yes.
Khalil is a goer. I literally call him the goer, doer, thinker of the relationship because he thinks about it and then he's literally going to go do it that moment.
Yeah.
Whereas I am a deep planner. Like I will come up with a concept, think of something I have to do, and I will plan it for the next day, the next week, because I have to be ready for whatever it is. I'm not very good at being spontaneous in that sense. So we are very opposite when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's why I'm a night owl. Because if I think of something in that moment, and it could be 2 a.m., I'll go do it. Like, I will go do it, no matter what it is. If I have a certain shot, like I've done that before. It'd be like 3 a.m. and I'm like, oh wow, this shot idea is sick. I'll literally just get up and I'll go do it.
And I'm telling you right now, while he's getting that shot at 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m., I am literally in Sleepy Town, okay?
Yeah.
I am a goner at that point. I cannot stay up past about 12:30 at the latest.
Yeah, she
And if I
sleeps.
am, I'm slow blinking.
That's a good day right there. A good night, I mean.
No kidding. I'm usually asleep by like 11.
That's why we could barely watch any movie together. Like,
I'm so
she'll
sorry.
fall asleep so fast. It's okay, though.
I try my best. We got to start the movies at like 8.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can make it. Okay, well, that was fun. I like that. It's
Yeah,
good.
me too.
You guys could always use the questions that we have on the episodes too to connect with your partner, or if you're newly seeing somebody, it's always fun to do, you know, like a get to know me with same questions like that. So feel free to rewatch and use the questions however you please.
Yeah.
But now questions from you guys, and we'll do our mystery box. Woo-hoo.
This little guy right here.
I'm excited. Spooky.
All right. We're going to pick 3, as always. You read it,
Okay.
because I read the other ones.
I'll go first.
You have a nicer voice.
What? We both have nice voices.
I like
You have an
yours.
accent, which makes your voice automatically more attractive than mine. I just sound so American.
So American.
Okay. Who said I love you first?
Was it me?
Yep.
It was?
Yep.
It sounds like
I was going to
something I
hold
would
that
do.
in so long because I was nervous that you weren't going to say it back.
Oh.
So when you said it, I was like, thank the Lord. So now I can say it and not be nervous or worried that you're not going to say it back.
Okay.
So that was a good one.
Good.
I like that.
Definitely sounds like something I would say first.
Yep. For sure. But in a good way.
Let's see. How did we meet?
Great question.
We met in
get
high
asked this a
school.
lot. Yes, we met in high school
2016
in English class.
in English class.
Mr. S.
Mr. S. Never forget it.
You were wearing all red.
Check out all of our other videos to get that story. We have it up there somewhere on YouTube.
Yes, we do. Oh, I love this. I just brought this up a minute ago. This person asked, do you guys fight? Like I said, yes, but it's not really fighting. It's more like disagreeing.
Yeah.
So we have moments, but we don't fight. There's like, I feel like when people say fight, they automatically assume there's yelling or aggression, and we don't really have that issue. I feel like we've always communicated very well because that's something that's very important to me is good communication.
Yep.
And we've made that one of the bases of our foundation to a good relationship. And
Yeah.
we've really worked hard to make sure that our communication is 10 out of 10 all the time.
Yeah.
So that's really how we avoid arguments, disagreements. But when it does happen,
Yeah.
we just have grace with each other And it's easy for us to tell when the other one has something to talk about anyway, or was made uncomfortable by a situation or anything like that. And we just talk about it and bring it up.
Yeah. It's not always 10 out of 10, but the way we can go back to that 10 out of 10 is 10 out of 10.
I'm literally thinking of our halls right now. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. But yeah, we're very alike in a lot of ways, which facilitates everything else, you know? So yeah, it just comes down to communication, like she said. Just being able to talk about things and not escalate things or let things escalate, you know?
And I think adding to the importance of communication is understanding that you can be a good communicator, but you also have to be a really good listener. Because if you can't listen as well as you can speak to somebody, then you're not really going to get very far with them.
Yeah.
You know, you really have to learn when it's okay to sit back and be quiet and just hear someone.
Yeah.
And then share your opinion or share how you felt. So
Yeah.
I like that. I also saw a few videos once when I was scrolling on TikTok of a therapist sharing tips on how to dissolve anger or any kind of disagreement conversation, especially amongst couples. And it was to lay on the floor and try to continue your argument laying on the floor facing each other. And I thought that was very funny. And another one was
feel very silly doing that.
You would feel silly. That was her point too, you know?
Yeah.
And another one was to argue with a party hat on. And I thought
hat.
that was very cute, like a party hat for a birthday. And I thought that was totally adorable, you know?
so funny.
Those are just two things. We don't do that. But if it ever got bad, trust me, we will lay on the floor.
All right. Next time I have any little silly thing,
Let's
we're
lay
gonna
on the floor. But I like things like that, you know? There are ways to put in your best effort to communicate very efficiently. So
Yep.
I think if what we're suggesting doesn't work or looking at how we do it isn't for you, look up some other ways to do things, some ways to dissolve conversation, some ways to, you know, just kind
Yeah.
of talk better.
For sure.
So
Yeah, that would be my number one advice. We always get that in our DMs. Like, if you have any advice for a young couple or any advice for this, any advice for that. When they say young, I assume like 16, 17, 18-ish.
same.
Because, I mean, we're still young. So, you know,
24 and 25, just in case you were wondering.
I assume that you guys are around that age. So I would just say communicate, you know.
Absolutely.
It's the best thing, especially if you are that young. Yeah, just communicate.
Good foundation. Built a good relationship.
Yep.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk. Well, that was good. I love getting to answer questions from you guys. It's always very fun because it feels like you are as much a part of the episode as we are part of the episode. So thank you for the questions. We're going to be adding more. I know we put a question box up recently, so a lot of questions have been added. So stay tuned so you can see if your question gets answered. Not really if, more like when, because we will definitely get to it. We
For
will
sure.
do the whole jar. So don't you worry if yours wasn't answered yet. It shall be in the future.
100%. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching if you are on YouTube. And yeah.
Thank you for listening if you're on Spotify.
Another great episode
of Let's Do Life Together. And stay tuned for the next episode. It's going to be a very, very good one. I am thrilled to be talking about this topic because I have been seeing videos everywhere about it and I want to put my 2 cents in. So stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be very hot topic and a good topic at that. Something I want you guys to hear about and something I want to speak on.
Something I really didn't think about, but the more you told me about it, I was like, huh, that is interesting.
It is interesting.
I'm excited to talk about it
and
as
I was
well.
transparent and told you about how I kind of fell into this myself. So I think it'll be good for me to share my experience as well.
Yep.
And be very vulnerable with you guys. So
let's do it.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate you as always, especially for taking the time to sit with us or listen to us. It means the world to me and the world to Khalil. We love all of you, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.